Hi everyone, this is Micaiah Costin with the Athlete section. Today we have a special guest. He plays football for Idaho State University, and I'll let him introduce himself.
What's good? What's good? My name's Raiden Brown. Cali native. Play wide receiver at Idaho State University. Yeah, I'm excited.
There you go. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Most definitely. Yeah.
He's also a redshirt freshman this season, and I'm excited to get into this conversation. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So first off, I usually start almost every guest like asking about their beginning with their sport. Before we get into that, I also saw that your nickname is Hezzy. What's the meaning? What's the meaning for the nickname?
I was doing like a little like Instagram question poll asking what my nickname should be, probably
Mhm.
about like 2.5 years ago, and some little kid responded, and you got Tank, you got Flash, you got all this nicknames that like other people already have. So
Mhm.
someone said hesitation or hezzy. Like someone said
Oh,
hesitation slash hezzy. And, I just kind of went with that. And then I kind of forced people to call me that until it actually stuck. And it
mm.
did. So, that's how it came to be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I try to have a nickname because I feel like everybody butchers Micaiah. I don't know why. It's pretty after you hear it the first time, I feel like it's pretty simple. It's like Mariah with a C.
Hmm.
Um, so I try to have my classmates back in high school call me Kai for
Yeah.
short, but it
Yeah.
just didn't stick. So I
Yeah.
need a real nickname like that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Nice. So I guess now let's go ahead and get into what started football for you. When was that first aha moment where you said, "This might be my sport"?
Um, it was honestly my sport since I was born. I was born into a football family. My big cousin played for the Raiders. Um, my dad played, my stepdad played, and, he was a big Oregon fan. So he'd always, pull up the Oregon tapes and, just watch Oregon games all day. And I'd record it, watch it after school, try to pretend to be like, D'Anthony Thomas, stuff like that. And, football just always stuck with me. I tried, basketball. I'm also half Asian, so, my mom gonna make me do water polo, piano lessons, tennis, golf, all that stuff. But football just came natural, and that was just a sport that I loved ever since I was 5. So that was for sure something that stuck with me, and I just knew, like, I just wanted to play football. Yeah.
Wow, that's really neat. How was water polo? Like, how long did you do that?
See, look, there's a stigma around going that black people can't swim. Yeah, that stuck around for sure when I was young. I was over there
Okay.
drowning during practice and stuff. It was bad. Like, every day in practice, I know people over there kicking their feet, staying up, throwing, the little balls and stuff, and I'm just over here trying to stay afloat, and I just
Right.
could
I'm just
not
trying to
do it.
live.
Yeah, just trying to stay afloat. That's all.
That
Yeah.
is funny.
Mm.
Wow. I love watching water polo. The only time I watch it is during the Olympics, but now that made me interested in seeing like all the technique that goes into playing the actual sport.
Yeah, it takes a
Besides
lot of, huh?
besides staying afloat.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
Yeah,
that's me. I currently still can't swim well at all. So I mean, it happens to the best of
it
us.
happens, man. It happens for sure.
Are you still an Oregon fan?
I'm a diehard, like
Okay,
genuinely.
they're number
You know,
one in the polls right now too.
yeah, I
So
know. I know. I keep up with everything.
yeah,
I
that's really
was I was blessed enough to be recruited by Oregon at a certain point in my high school career, and you know, just things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. But God blessed me with another way, and I'm here at Idaho State. I love the team, I love my players, and just being a team player, and having a team that actually embraces the culture of family and togetherness. So it's great here for sure.
yeah. Amen to that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so glad. I want to get into that a little bit about your recruitment process. So, how was it for you? And you said that things didn't work out the way it did, but you're happy where you are now, which is amazing. What, how was the process? What did all it entail? And then why didn't things work out for you?
For me, the process was a roller coaster. Uh,
Mm.
Freshman year of high school, I was playing quarterback all my life, and then they moved me to receiver. Played receiver, did well freshman ball. Sophomore, junior year, didn't get that much play on varsity at all, and I was at St. John Bosco. It was a top program in the nation, and hats off to them because they are the main ones that really developed me into the receiver I am today. So um, yeah, like just recruitment was slow. I got my first offer to Arizona State University my sophomore year. Um, and then we were still following up on that. New coaching staff change. Offer was gone. Hey, had a couple of D2s and little D1s. And Oregon was in the works. I was visiting Oregon, UW, UNLV, places like that. And Oregon was really one of the ones that stuck out to me. And I had a good senior campaign the first 5 games, and then I snapped my ankle. And after that, they just went ghost along with some other colleges, big names, and Idaho State called me, 3 months later, just saying like, hey, like we still think you can be the player that you were and produce. So they offered me a new coaching staff change, and the new coaching staff still wanted me on the team, so they offered me again, and then I ended up committing January 2023. Yeah.
Wow, that's not too far from now. Like last year,
Oh yeah.
January. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's wow. That's such a testimony though, like how things just work out the way it needs to work out and
Yeah.
when it needs to work out. So even though your original plan to go to Oregon and you're still a fan, just because you go to Idaho State doesn't
Yeah.
mean you can't,
Yeah.
have other teams that you favor. So that's great that it worked out and you're able to really, enjoy yourself where you are. So
Yeah.
wow, that's really great. So do you think is one main key lesson you learned through that whole experience through recruitment or just in football in general that you can use outside of your sport?
Um, ever since I was like, I'd say a junior or sophomore in high school, every coach would just say keep working. And as annoying as that is, to hear 24/7 for the last 3 years, like it's just now barely starting to look like it's about to pay off. So, that keep working, that mantra in your head, like you just got to be very, very process oriented rather than, looking towards like the result of things or the end goal or how is this going to play out if I, just all these uncontrollables and, control the controllables and keep working. That's probably like the main thing that I can take away from, the last 2, 3 years for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really great mantra to go by as well. Just in life and anything, like just keep working, keep
Yeah,
pushing.
exactly.
It's not
Mhm.
going to come to you unless you, put the work in. So
Exactly, exactly.
nice. So tell me about Long Beach. What was your experience growing up there?
I kind of have the best of both worlds. My parents weren't together even before I was born. So, you know, my mom, she's Asian. She lives in like this good neighborhood, Cerritos. And then my pops was bouncing around, house to house. At one point, we were, staying at our grandma's house for, the majority of it, sleeping on the floor, walking to bus stops, taking buses for 2.5 hours. So I had the best of both worlds. You know, I mean, it was an interesting experience. I had to share parents, you know, share visit times and stuff. But I say, the experience of Long Beach was unique in itself because there's so many different parts of Long Beach to where like you can be in one part and then a 10-minute drive you can be in a completely suburban neighborhood, like stuff like that. So it was good. My dad kind of gave me free will to wander off on my own, walk the streets and stuff. So I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I've learned a lot for sure. And as well as living with my mom's side of the family, just being around that suburban area as well. Seeing the best of both worlds, making friendships from both sceneries, and you know that definitely played a part in shaping who I am today for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's really great. That Yeah, such an experience. Like you said, the best in both worlds. You kind of got to understand how it felt living up in both situations.
Hmm.
Um, with since you're mixed with African American and Asian, how was it growing up with both of those identities? Did you ever feel like you had to choose one over the other, or did you ever feel like, oh,
Yeah,
not
for
just
sure.
yeah,
Nah, like most definitely. Like, like at sometimes my even like my mom, like she feel like I was neglecting my Asian side.
mm,
And then, just I mean, I don't know. It was kind of like a rough patch right there. But then again, I embraced both cultures. Like it played a huge role in splitting time with parents, holidays and celebrating different things with different people. Like it all played a role, and at times I did feel like I did have to choose. But then again, as I got older and I got to make my own decisions, I got to choose what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be at. It definitely elevated my knowledge of both, cultures in a way. And like I embraced both of them. I am mixed, so um, it was great though. It was great. I'm not gonna lie, it
yeah.
was great. Yeah,
That's nice. Really
yeah,
nice. Nice way to explain that too. That's real
yeah,
cool. I can kind of picture it now, like as if you were writing a book.
yeah.
So, as a redshirt freshman, now that means that last season you didn't play, and this season is technically your first season, getting out there. What are your expectations? Y'all already started your season. What were your expectations starting this season, and what are some things that you've done in the off season to kind of prepare yourself for the season?
Um, I like to always say like you work year round for 12 games, and those games you kind of got to take personally because you work you work year round, whether it's in the off season or it's team workouts and stuff, and it's kind of hard not to take every game to heart, like whether it be not meeting up to the standards that I set for myself personally,
Yeah,
not really getting the wins that we felt like we should have gotten, just things of that nature, like not playing up to par, to the best of our ability. So um I say the off season played a big effect. Um, in this year, the season's kind of going not as I expected, but I'm healthy. I'm ready to go every Saturday, and I'm just ready to play football. Um,
yeah,
it was a long process of all the way from winter workouts to fall camp to now, to where winter workouts I was still in the same position I was in last year. Spring ball, I'm third string at a new position. Fall camp, I'm still third string at a new position, but I'm moving my way up. And I
yeah.
ended up starting the first game and
Nice. There we
against
go.
Oregon State. Yeah, so it was a lot of trials and tribulations, and then it's still not as I expected. For myself since I set standards so high. Yet you know, like I said, I'm healthy to go every Saturday, and as these weeks go on, I'm progressively getting better. Like the first couple of games, like I'm a freshman, like I'm fresh in the game, just 18-year-old playing football, and these grown men over here trying to tackle me and stuff, and
Like,
so
whoa, whoa.
yeah, exactly. So um, it was definitely an adjustment. I've gotten you know yelled at, cussed out at, for doing the wrong things this first couple of weeks, but every game I'm progressively getting better. I I feel like, and last game I did have a great game, and I'm just looking to capitalize on that these last four games.
Yeah,
End of the season. Yeah,
that's going by really quick too.
it's
That's
going
actually
by
really cool.
fast, yo. It's going by
Yeah.
fast.
So, as a wide receiver, I know you have to focus on your speed and agility and also awareness defensively on the field. What
Yeah.
are some ways, as you're growing throughout the season and getting better, what are some ways you're increasing your knowledge of the game and growing in those particular fields?
Everything starts in the film room. Like the natural ability, like you playing football at a university at the D1 level, like you're supposed to already have the ability. Now it's just capitalizing and growing on the physical attributes as far as like weight, size, speed, and just going on new techniques and fine tuning things for these next couple of years. But everything starts in the film room. And that's like I'm learning that like every single day. Like the more film I watch, the more I know exactly what coverage this is or what this DB is gonna do. Like the more I can just play freely. And also, playing freely, like it just comes with reps. You know, the first, 2, 3 games, like I'm over here, my legs are shaking while I'm, getting lined up to go run a route. Like, but now, I'm starting to get more confident. I had to take a little bit of um, setback for me to actually, really lock in and let, myself know in general, like, hey, bro, like, no one can really mess with you on the field. Like, you the best receiver on the team
Here we go.
if you're the most confident receiver. So, um, you know, just the confidence aspect for sure, and the
Hmm.
maturity of knowing that not every ball is gonna go your way, not every player is gonna go your way, not every game either. But just running my route, just doing the right things and being in the right spot at the right time, and capitalizing on just the knowledge aspect, just watching more film. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's good. I like how you said that you can kind of get in your own way if you don't have the confidence on the field. And that's
yeah,
that's very common for everybody, every athlete, where our opponent may or may not be as good as we expect them to be, but we won't be able to get past them or see the results from the work that we're putting in if we're in our own head all the time. So I like that, and it's very much a reminder that I have to keep reminding myself during different things,
yeah.
especially when you set high standards for yourself,
Hmm.
and then you're like, oh shoot, that didn't go well. Like, do I just suck? Like, what's going on?
Exactly, exactly.
So yeah, I like
For
that.
sure. Yeah.
That's a good point. So, do you have any exercises or things you do to help your mental state while you're on the field or before you get on the field? Do you have like a pep talk or music, or how do you get out there and just make it out your own head?
I think the number one thing right now is prayer. You know,
Mm,
I'm starting to slowly get more into, religion and stuff, and I feel more at ease, talking to someone and knowing that, there's people watching over me. Loved ones are watching over me, sending me their love and warmth, and you know, God is literally glorifying me so I can glorify Him in His name. So, just that aspect of prayer and honestly, the preparation aspect really plays a huge part in how confident I am going into the game.
mm,
Like, it's like if you have a big piano show and you only practice the week before and didn't practice the whole week up until,
for
the
sure.
show. Like, so if I'm putting in hours, doing daily deposits every single day, 3, 4 hours a day, getting in extra work, getting in extra film, that just boosts my confidence that much more. Yeah. So,
Yeah, preparation is key for sure
hmm
in everything.
for sure.
What is it saying? Is it um if you don't plan, you
If you
plan
don't
to fail?
prepare to something like that.
I had it right before I said, it, and I was like, oh
Oh
shoot,
yeah.
getting
Oh
gonna say,
yeah. I'm we on the
but
same
you know what I
wavelength.
mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
most definitely. It's like if you're
If
not
you fail
preparing to
to prepare,
succeed,
you prepare to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So that was gonna
But
bother me the whole rest of this conversation. But I
I'm glad
didn't.
we got it because it was gonna bother me the same way too. So
Yes.
we good. We
There we
good.
go. We got it.
Yeah, most
Okay.
definitely.
Fail to plan, you plan to fail. There we go.
Exactly.
So Idaho State wanted you. You came to Idaho State. You're happy there. What was your expectation going to the school, and how's the atmosphere on game day? Like, how? Just explain how the whole university is for you.
For me, if I'm not at the football facilities, I'm in my room. Like
Mm,
I'm genuinely like not outside. So, you
so
know, I kind of created like a chamber, just protecting my own peace at this point. I'm not really hip to doing the partying and, going out and being social like that. I don't know if that's just me right now and maybe it'll change in the future, but right now I'm either at the football facilities or I'm at home. Like just in my bed watching, Netflix or something like But from what I know, everyone here is nice. Everyone here is pretty chill, easy to talk to, easy going. Game day atmosphere, I'd say it's really like it's what you make it, depending on the game. Really, like if it's a game we know we're gonna win, it's kind of easy going. But our coach really likes having us loose and making sure that we're ready to go and not really tense. Like just we're just having fun, you know.
Yeah.
So he has us do pop quizzes and game night and stuff before the game.
Mm.
Stuff like that to keep us loose and just focus on building the team as a family more than just we're out here to win and play this game. So it's good. The game atmosphere is pretty good. I like it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really nice because at the end of the day, football is supposed to be fun. That's your sport. That's your passion. That's where you grew up
yeah,
with, and that's what you ultimately chose as it chose you. So
yeah.
if it's not fun, it's like, what am I doing this for?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good that he's able to like make sure that's still staying established in
Hmm.
everybody. Like, let's don't forget the fun aspect of it. We're supposed
Yeah,
to get
exactly,
on.
exactly. Yeah.
And then when you're loose before, you could play loose. You could feel you could play like, okay, I know I'm that person. I know
Oh
I'm.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We can't. Like I've learned, like especially this year, like you just can't let anyone steal your joy. Whether it's the players that come your way, whether it's coaches, whether it's just the predicament that you in that you don't feel like you should be in, like stuff like that. You just can't let people take your joy. And at the end of the day, you know, the real gonna prevail, and it's like it's gonna show for sure. The hard work gonna show. So
Right. In due time,
most definitely, yeah,
for sure. That's so true. I like that. I like don't let anyone steal your joy. That's the word for today.
yeah, for sure, for
Definitely.
sure,
Because I can even for me, like I'm not currently an athlete, but little things in life can like just bother me from no reason. And it's like, why am I even upset? Sometimes I have to like sit with myself and think like, why am I
yeah.
upset right now? Like look at all these blessings that I have. Look at this life.
Hmm.
Look at where you were at this point and where you are now and just sit back and realize why you're upset about this little thing,
Yeah,
that can easily be fixed.
yeah,
So
for sure.
and I know definitely for athletes on a big stage it can really help with their mental, like keeping that in mind. So
Hmm.
that's good.
Yeah.
So what are you currently majoring in? What are you studying?
Right now, I'm studying kinesiology. It's just
Okay.
sports and exercise science. Yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
What do you want to do with that?
Physical therapy. Open up my own training facility.
Ooh, okay.
Stuff like
Very
that.
good.
Yeah, for so have all the college NFL athletes, top tier high school. Athletes. Come train over there.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Would you move back to Long Beach with that, or would
Most
you?
definitely. Yeah, most
Okay.
definitely. Got to stay home. Got to stay home. Yeah.
Nice. Was it an adjustment moving from Long Beach to Idaho State, or was it kind of like, oh, smooth sailing?
Oh yeah. The it was not no smooth sailing. I'll tell you that. Like moving from like a city to basically nothing, like basically just the country. Like it ain't nothing here.
I
It's
know. When I saw Idaho, like Idaho, you
yeah,
have to
we
ask a question about that.
like that's probably the one thing I could complain about is how cold it get over here.
Mm,
I've never experienced snow like this until I've been out here, and it's not fun.
mm,
Like I feel like a vacation to Big Bear or something, like a vacation at some snow spots cool, but spending a whole 4 months in like 20-degree weather is not the way to go at all.
yeah,
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah, it's not. The transition though, like, was good. I had all my parents here to help me move in and stuff like that. I ended up moving off campus after my first like 2 weeks of college. I just didn't like it. Not gonna lie.
Didn't like
Um,
dorm life?
nah, I hate the dorm life. Not gonna lie. I love being on my own.
That's fair.
Roommates kept bringing in girls in, and
Um,
I had a girlfriend at the time, so the girlfriend gonna be over there all up in your ear, like, "Oh, you got girls in the crib?" I'm
what
like,
fun, right?
"Yeah, exactly, exactly." So now that that's over, I'm in my own place, got my own apartment, everything's good. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good and that's fair. Dorm life's not for everybody, and it's nice to have your
hmm
own place to settle down.
oh
Like you
yeah,
said,
oh yeah,
you're you mostly like after you go to football practice or games, like you like to go back to your room. So
Yeah,
it's nice
yeah,
to have your own like isolation
yeah.
space.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
I was gonna ask what the pros and cons were for you moving down to Idaho State, but I know you mentioned the con was definitely the cold down there.
yeah, for sure.
What's the biggest
Yeah.
pro?
What's the biggest what?
The pro for you?
The
Like,
biggest pro?
mhm.
No distractions, cause there's
Okay,
nothing out here. Like I say, like you know, I'm not really too, heavy on, trying to be on every girl over here. I'm just focused on football and school. That's it. Just minding my own, protecting my peace. Really,
there we go.
protecting my energy. It's college is really rough for people that like to be social, and I'm not
Hmm.
gonna partake in that and mess up anything good. So you know, yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good mindset to have though, because like I feel like for me, I'm a social person, but I'm also not trying to hit up every event, trying to hit up every, like party. Like I
yeah,
can good. I like to have my
hmm
own like, little space. I like to be
yeah,
alone sometimes, so it's just and nothing's wrong with that, I feel like.
yeah. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So on your Instagram, you have a lot of like stem cell theory type.
yeah, yeah,
Where did that come from? I'm trying to see for people who haven't checked your Instagram. I want to explain it. Like, there's like stem cell founder or something on there, and then like
yeah,
certain posts will be like, "Oh, in the lab." Like, what is that
yeah.
about?
um, so I saw it from like an NFL player, and then he was just like stem cell research, and he posted like a clip of like him in practice, like running around on a DB and cooking them, and then he just typed it like stem cell research, and I see another post, and it was only two of them, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing the same thing.
Okay.
So I think just stem cells just what I call like my workouts, like my routes and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's really like something you could research for real. And it's something
Mm-hmm.
like, it's a science behind it. Not gonna lie, it takes a lot of technique, um takes a lot of practice. So
Yeah.
it's shoot, an art, science, whatever you wanna call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just kinda took it and ran with it, honestly, and I'll just be using stem cell on anything or like laboratory, like people say
Right.
you in the lab and stuff. I'm in the lab cooking.
Mm.
Stem cell research is my lab, and for anyone else who uses it as well. So
Yeah, I think I saw that vision when I saw. I was like, I wonder if he's like referring to how you're cooking something in like behind the scenes. You're getting something set up and getting ready for the big stage. Maybe it's like a project or something like that. Like he's trying to like come up with
yeah,
and that term kind of like correlate.
yeah,
So I get it. I got it.
it fit the vibe. So I just
Yeah.
I just took it around with it for
I was
sure.
like, okay, okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Who is your biggest influence? Well, I would say in football, but or if it was any sport in general, who is your biggest influence and why?
Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Uh, that was the first receiver. I mean, shoot, I grew up. 2014. I was like what 8, 9 years old. I'm pretty sure around there.
Mm,
But yeah, like Odell, like we just in the playground, like, hey yo, Odell, me, like just stuff like that. And as soon as I got to high school, that's the only receiver I ever watched. Like in
mm.
class, I would not be doing schoolwork. I'd be watching Odell highlights. You know, might have been bad, but my GPA was still good. So
Hey, there we go.
I wore 13 because of him. That was just the receiver that I felt like like I could really role model after. And
Mm.
I copied all of his moves and stuff, added some new stuff to mine, and ended
Okay.
up creating my own play style because of him. And yeah, like he's just that's my inspiration. Like anyone that really knows me like that knows that I'm a fanboy of Odell, like genuinely. So
Nice.
that yeah, Odell, and I'll say Floyd Mayweather too. Floyd
Okay.
Mayweather,
That's a
yeah,
good one. If
yeah.
you could meet Odell right now and he said, "Hey, let's go hang out," where would you go?
Dog, I don't even know. I'll probably be crying or something. I'm not
Oh, wait
not
a
gonna
minute.
lie. Like you serious, bro? Like, nah, I don't even know. That just got me excited for no reason.
I know.
And
I
I'm
want to
saying,
say, what if I actually had
yeah,
Odell?
yeah. If you had Odell behind the camera, yeah, I
Like,
would have
well,
lost
just
my
so you
mind.
know.
Hmm.
That would have been
Yeah.
good. That would have been funny.
Oh yeah. But I honestly don't know. I'd probably lose my mind, bro. I'd probably say, let's go to the field, bro. Show me some new stuff.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's kind
sure.
of cool.
Hmm.
That's funny. I don't know. I gotta think of like that question because I don't even know that answer for myself. Like if I had an icon and they say let's hang out, what would I? I don't know. Like I'm just excited that you're here in my presence. Like
Exactly, bro. I'd just be probably staring, like, bro, like
right.
you
Like
really in
hold
front of
on.
my face right now, dog. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny. Yeah, I feel that. Okay.
Hmm.
So we are getting close to time. This has been a great 30 minutes. But my last question I usually ask everybody is what is your advice? If you had one piece of advice, or it can be more, for athletes who've been in your decision or position and are going through your position right now, what is one main piece of advice you would give them?
I'd say right now, like, you got to be so process oriented, which means you're not worrying about the what ifs or what is going to happen in the next couple of weeks, months, years. Am I going to get these offers? Am I going to go, play college ball? Am I going to play? Like, you cannot worry about that. The more process oriented you are, the more you can detach from the end goal and really lock in to being the best version of yourself right now. So whether it be outworking everyone, doing extra workouts, watching more film, taking more notes, you know, resting more, taking care of your body more, just waiting and prepping for when the opportunity presents itself. That's probably
Mm,
the most that's probably the best advice I can give is just control the controllables, and what you can control is one, how you react to, situations you're put in, and how you respond from that, and how you work for when the opportunity, arises. So just
yeah.
keep going, and keep praying up, really. Keep praying up.
That's an amazing piece of advice. It really is. And it's very, very, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? It can go for a lot of things. But like you said, preparation to be able to get in those big rooms that you're working for is key. Like we
Yeah,
kind of
for
talked
sure.
about earlier. So that's amazing. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
for sure.
Where can people find you on social media?
All right, so the Instagram is Hezi Brown. It's Hesi, and then Brown, the color brown. Um, TikTok, it's Raiden 3 Brown, so it's Raiden 3 Brown, the color brown, and
Okay.
yeah, that's for the most part my socials for sure.
Nice, nice. Well,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this conversation, have you on here and just getting to know your story and seeing your process. Like it's been a really fun
yes
conversation.
ma'am, yes ma'am. Thank you.